comic book jerk thought of the day. What's up? It's Aaron Gabbard, the comic book jerk again. And if you ever check out my Facebook, you might know that I like to talk about comic book movies and leave a thought of the day. And this is just me just talking about stuff that I'm thinking about at the time and wanting to tell everybody about. Well, I learned today that I was kind of brokenhearted about this, but I found out that the X-Men First Class director, Matthew Vaughn's, dropped out in order to let Bryan Singer come in and do Days of Futures Past, which is a sequel to X-Men First Class. Haven't we learned by now? I mean, seriously, have we not sat down and learned by now that this is a terrible idea? I mean, this is the same guy that decided to put the X-Men in a bunch of bondage outfits instead of actually trying to remotely even get close to the costumes of the X-Men. Instead, we get a bunch of clad leather freaks just running around with mutations or whatever you will. But what Matthew Vaughn did with X-Men First Class was pretty great. I mean, at least we got something similar to the X-Men costumes. You know, a little bit of yellow at least. You know, we got something that looked cool, like Beast looked cool. And, you know, we had Banshee in there. And we had, you know, all these characters. I mean, minus Kevin Bacon, which could have ruined the film. But at least we didn't see a lot of him. But I just feel like it's a terrible idea to have Bryan Singer. I mean, this is the guy that abandoned X-Men. You know, if you're going to do a movie trilogy, then you should do a movie trilogy. You should do, you know, X-Men 1, 2, and 3, and not drop out at the last moment to make this piece of shit. This right here is the reason that people fucking hate Superman. This is the reason that people can't stand to even watch Superman. I mean, 2.5 hours of crap right here, thanks to Bryan Singer. And everybody's like, oh, well, you know, X-Men 3 might have been terrible, but that's not his fault. Hell yeah, it was his fault. He didn't have to back out on the project. So what? You're handed Superman Returns, right? And they're like, oh, here, Bryan, you can do Superman. What are you going to do? You're going to steal Cyclops in order to do this shit? You're going to steal the actor that plays Cyclops to play Lois Lane's husband. Lois Lane don't have a fucking husband. That's bullshit. That is fucking pure non-adulterated bullshit right there. And giving Superman a kid, not letting Superman fight nobody or throw no punches. He just kind of flies around and cries, and he's a peeping Tom, and, you know, he's trying to have sex with a married woman. You know, this is bullshit. You know, I'll take this disc out right now, and I will just fucking just break it in half. You see this? Superman Returns can suck my asshole. See, now I will never watch this movie again because I broke it. Because Bryan Singer, you know, Superman Returns, yeah, super shit returns. You know, this right here. And we're going to go ahead and give Bryan Singer another chance at X-Men after he abandoned it in X-Men 3. You know, we get a horrible pile of shit like X-Men 3 because he wanted to go make a horrible pile of shit called Superman Returns. No, fuck that. That's fucking stupid. And, you know, I'll even drink to that. I'll kill a beer over it. And so what? You might say, oh, he's the reason that the X-Men are on film. No, the reason we have X-Men films is because people want X-Men films. It's not because of him. He didn't particularly do it. If anybody else would have directed it, we might have had a mask on Wolverine. You know, he might have been actually a kick-ass dude. We might even had Danzig as Wolverine. That would have been cool for about one movie. But still, I just can't believe that we're going to give him a second chance at this nonsense. He's going to come in and fuck up everything all over again. He's going to be like, oh, well, we're going to do Days of Future Past and it's going to be cool. And then he's going to fuck it up again. He's going to walk out, you know, probably right in the middle of directing the movie. Be like, oh, well, somebody else can direct it. You know, I'm going to go right on Zack Snyder's asshole, you know, for a little while and see if maybe they'll let me make Man of Steel 2. You know, I don't think I've ever been so angry about some news in my life. You know, what are we going to do this time? We're going to take Professor X and give him a peg leg, or you know, I got a better idea. Let's just let's have Professor X in a Speedo this time instead of black leather suits. Just have him walking around, you know. He got shot in the back in First Class, but that's okay. We can have Bryan Singer put on a Speedo on him and he'll magically walk again. And another damn thing, if you don't put Bishop and Cable in Days of Future Past, then go fuck yourself, okay? Go fuck yourself. And I'm not even talking to anybody in particular. All I'm saying is why in the hell can Disney go and spend $4 billion on Star Wars but not go buy the rights back to X-Men and give us a decent fucking Marvel movie? Well, that's my thought of the day. Check out facebook.com/comicbookjerk for more thoughts of the day. Because I'm out. Fucking Bryan Singer.